Yeah, I guess go ahead.
Okay, I just have a couple of quick questions to get out of the way. Can you spell your full name for me?
Joseph and Slapall Slapaughh.
Okay, and your age?
I'm 29.
Okay, hometown?
Right now I live in Loudonville, Ohio.
Can you spell that for me?
Loudonville.
Okay, and your occupation?
I make toys and do internet business. I run an internet business.
Okay, and can you tell me a little bit about why you left the Amish community?
It's kind of a long story, but main reason I guess was because of my uncle, but not just that, but it was one of the reasons that things that happened that when I was like 13. Um, but when my uncle forced my family to move and stuff, and that night I kind of made a well. I had a couple of family members who had left before, so but I had not wasn't sure at that time yet. Before, when I was only 13, I wasn't sure till that time if I was going to leave, but at that point I was definitely had made up my mind that I would not stay there longer than I had to, you know.
And why did you decide to create the site?
I mean, the ex-Amish site?
Yes.
Well, it was just kind of well, I had the name for a long time, but making it a forum see, I'm friends was David Yoder from Amish Deception, and he kind of got me into this, but he was having issues with some of his members on this forum, and people wanted to have a place to discuss issues and stuff, and so I set it up as a forum for people to discuss the Amish and be able to uh, ask questions, and also, you know, former Amish people to also to connect with each other, and for those who are just like fresh out of the Amish or whatever, so to speak, they have like a little support group and so forth. And then I also started posting videos on YouTube, and uh, and just things went from there, you know.
How long did it take you to get accustomed to technology, especially with internet use?
Well, I left in '98, but actually before I even left, I had a typewriter and uh, word processor. Was just after I left. I bought a word processor and experimented with that for a long time, and then but was the typewriter, the non-electric one, I could keep in my house, and I used that to write poems and stuff like that. But um, but the one that was electric, I had that hidden in my neighbor's barn, and would do down there to play with it and do stuff. So it's kind of but after after I was out for a while, I think it's in 2000, my brother sold me a computer, and I got into this technology stuff, and because he went off to the military. That's why he was selling his computer, you know. And he went to Kuwait and later to Iraq. And which he's now working for an internet marketer himself. So, but yeah, I was kind of where I really started getting into technology was in 2000, and which is like about a year and a half, 2 years after I left the Amish. And
okay. Can you specifically try to reach ex-Amish people who have just left the Amish lifestyle and do not have the internet, or are you just totally geared towards those who already have internet access?
well, at this time I don't really have any way to contact contact them without them having a way to contact getting online, but because I don't really have the resources to do anything more than that. So I don't really. I mean, I have my own family, you know, and I don't have time and resources to go out and now there is a ministry that does contact people like that. Joe Kime from Mission to Amish People. I don't know if you heard of them.
No. Could you spell that for me?
Mission to Amish People. It's mapministry.org.
Okay. And how did you learn how to create a website?
Well, I started. Let's see. The first domain name I registered. Well, even before I registered domain names, I set up some websites on some free hosting services to like GeoCities and at that time Homestead used to offer free hosting. That kind of got me started, but later I went into more advanced stuff where I learned HTML and PHP, so you know, so I'm a little more advanced. I'm not like a top expert in website design or anything, but I do know my way around it a little bit.
So are you totally self-taught then?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I just kind of what I needed to know. I learned for myself, you know.
And that's very impressive. What was your goal when creating the site?
To be able to I guess to provide a support site for people, former Amish people, and so forth. I don't make any money off of it or anything like that. At this point, at one point I had ads on it, but it wasn't making any money. It's actually kind of a reverse of that. but my YouTube I do make money off of it, but the ex-Amish site I don't make any money off of it. So, but yeah.
Amish or any of your YouTube videos, do any of those aim to teach members of the ex-Amish community how to use technology?
I'm not sure if I really. I don't think I've ever made any videos to like that to really teach them, but I have told some former Amish people about YouTube and tried to teach them some of the like little one-on-one, like I call and I talked to like David Yoder, and I taught him how to use his YouTube and stuff, and he did make like 10 videos, and he posted them, uh, and he did pretty well on there. But I don't know what.
So what is the main way that you promote your site then? Is it mostly word of mouth, or is there a certain publication that you use?
Search engine optimization and links, and well, YouTube does provide one way that people can find me because of people finding my videos, and they're finding out about the site, and they register through that way, or they and at one time right now I don't, but at one point I had my website address on the side of my van, so that people did find me that way. But I'm not advertising it a whole lot now. I mean, but except for through YouTube and as I said, through where I had my van website on the site.
Okay, and what form of media do you find is most accessible for you personally and within the ex-Amish community? Would you say internet or television or maybe a print publication?
For myself, I don't have any TV right now. There's several reasons why. One thing, I don't really have that great access out here in the country, but also I think it can be kind of harmful to families with young ones anyway. To just sit in front of the couch and be the couch potato, but so for myself, I like using the computer because I can choose where I go to and what I view for myself and where my kids can go on to, and I can choose what kind of news sites I want to check out and stuff like that, and I can be creative at the same time and create something for others to view and whatnot, and I can be there for sort of, I don't know how to put this, but like contribute to something rather than just be a person just watching something, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest technological struggles you think that people face when they're transitioning into modern society?
Well, for the first thing, they're gonna be they're gonna miss their family, but technology-wise, they're for one thing, the Amish don't teach the technology, so you're gonna have to, if you're gonna be out there trying to learn this stuff, you're gonna either have to go to school to learn this stuff, or you're gonna have to just go on there and just learn it yourself, or however you're gonna do it. But yeah, you gotta just go after it and do it, because it is a new century. It's new. Everything's. It's not back in 1699 anymore. Like in the Amish Paradise song,
Right. So for you, when you transitioned to the modern world, was it just kind of like an onslaught of information? Were you experimenting with different sorts of technologies and practices that were not acceptable in the Amish community?
Yeah, I think so. I lived with my brother at that time, and yeah, we as I said, I had it. we didn't really have the internet at the time because it was in 1998. But it was but we but I was yeah, I was constantly experimenting with the different stuff to try to get to know this stuff, because you know we got to know it if we are to uh, make a life in this world, you know. Especially within a world that has all these technology, we need to know the technology in order to make our way around it. So, um, so yeah, I was.
Okay. And just one more quick question. What, do you make toys on your own? Is that a person's business, or do you work for a company?
I work for a company. It's called Step 2. We
Could you spell that for me?
Step 2, STEP 2, the number 2. You can.
Okay.
Their website is step2.com. They make toys and some home, like garden products or whatever you call them. You know, there's a bunch of different stuff. But you can check it out. What they make. I mostly make sand boxes and stuff. But yeah. And then I.
Okay.
What was that?
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you, and I will. What exactly is this information going to be used for then?
It's a class project. We're just basically looking at different types of communities and their technological needs.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else that we could talk to that you would suggest?
I can send you an email with somebody's some people's phone numbers that you might be interested in contacting, or emails.
Wonderful.
Like my brother or whatever, and see.
Great.
Okay, well, nice talking to you, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.